Hello everybody, it's Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So today we're talking about money. How can you improve your finances is the general vibe of the question. How can you improve money in your life? So this is open to anyone and everyone. So whether you've got good things going on financially for you, you're still welcome to make a choice. But I'm going to be honest, I'm assuming that if you've been attracted to this video or you've found or you've searched out for a pick a card video tarot reading on your finances, that perhaps you need a little bit of help. So I'm really directing it at those that need help. But even if things are going great for you, it never hurts to try and make things even better, even more secure. Because let's face facts, money provides a great deal of security in our life when we have it, and a great deal of insecurity in our lives when there's not quite enough. So I've set out 3 different readings, as you can see. I'm using sweets as the placeholders. So we've got option number 1, which is the red sweet. Option number 2, which is the orange sweet. And option number 3, which is the green sweet. So I want you to reflect on what's going on in your life financially. Be very honest and open. Let go of all your fears, any feelings of anxiety or even shame that you have surrounding your finances, any negativity, and just let it go and just be honest about your money and how you've got into this situation. Take as long as you need to do that. And then I want you to take a few deep breaths. Relax, open yourself up to the question and the answer. Ask yourself, how can I improve my finances? How can I improve my finances? And when you feel ready, make your choice. If you want more time, please go ahead and press pause. But otherwise, when you've made your decision, then go ahead and click on the timestamp provided, and I shall see you at your reading. Okay, those of you that chose number 1, this is your reading. Before we get started, I just want to say that if you end up actually really enjoying this reading, or you really benefit from it, or you feel that it sort of helped you somewhat, but you want to go even deeper into the issues that you have surrounding your finances, or in fact any other issue in your life, maybe your love life, other relationships, or whatever, spirituality, I do private readings. All the information that you need is in the description box. All you have to do is email me at oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com, and I will get right back to you and help you with any issues that you might have. But first of all, the free reading. I'll put that sweet up there to make sure it's out of the way. We'll get on with your free reading and see what help I can offer here. Because you've got to remember that this is a general reading. It's aimed at a lot of people, not you specifically. And it might be that for you, you might prefer to have a private reading to get things more specifically for you. So these 3 cards that I've shuffled out are like the root of your energies with money, root of the problem perhaps, root of the actions that you take that lead onto the consequences of what you have at the moment in your wallet or your purse. So we start off with the Queen of Swords, then the Hermit, and then the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. So, for me, the root cause perhaps of your money, and remember, I don't know what your exact issues around your finances are, but the root cause of it is to do with this Queen of Swords. Now, it could be a person in your life. It could be like a very stern mother that's always sort of raised you as, we don't have much money, or you do practical things with money, you know, you make every penny count, and is sort of distinctly unemotional about money. Use money practically. It's there to serve, to serve a purpose. It's not something to get emotionally involved in, which in one way is quite a healthy attitude to have, because those that fall in love with money make bad choices in the effort to get it, or at least can make poor life choices in the pursuit. Isn't it? The love of money is the root of all evil. So there's sort of this attitude here that there's no point, having an emotional attachment to money. It's a tool in your life. That might just be your attitude. It doesn't have to be something that like your mother, your grandmother, or anybody in your life has given you. This could be your attitude, that money has a function in your life. It's a tool to be used to allow you to progress in life. Pay the bills, allows you to eat and have a roof over your head, and to support the life that you want. So I feel that that's a big contributor to whatever's going on in your finances at the moment. The other thing is that you've got a hermetic attitude towards it. I think you have a distance towards it. I get the feeling that you're not overly enamored with pursuing it. You're just sort of, I feel more spiritual and holistic, that you go in for life experiences rather than, you just don't have a love of money, I think is a quick way of putting it. But there's just this feeling that you go in to be wise and mature and, you're not emotionally attached to money. But this is a problem possibly for some of you, in that because you have such a distancing attitude towards it, of like, I don't do these things for the money, I do them to be wise, for the life lessons, to grow as a person, to have exciting experiences. So I mean, you could be somebody that's in horrendous debt, because your attitude is, money don't matter. I'd rather, put this weekend away on the card and worry about paying for it later, or I must have the newest phone or newest shoes, or and I'll worry about paying for it later. I think there's a mixture of two, that some of you are just sort of, it's not part of my spiritual journey, worrying about money. And others of you, if it's, I'm not allowing it to hamper my adventures. Lack of money is not hampering the fun that I have. And this is the root. Because in some way, for you, this is an unhealthy attitude to have. An unhealthy attitude of, I don't need money. Well, I'm ever so sorry, but everybody needs some sort of money. As I say, even if it's just, all I need to do is to work to pay the bills, to keep a roof over my head, and to put food in my belly, and to heat the house in the winter, that's all I need. As long as I've got those things and a bit of money for the things that I want to do, I get real enjoyment out of walking my dog, or raising my kids, or my happy marriage, or, you know what I mean? I love my work. It just doesn't pay very well, but I would rather spend my time doing this work that doesn't pay very well. But at the moment, that attitude is possibly for a lot of you causing you trouble. Now, how do you move forward? Because this is who you are. You're not motivated by money, I don't feel. Or you don't have a loving relationship with money. And at the moment, I'm gathering, if you listen to the introduction, that this is now a problem. What do you do about this relationship without compromising who you really are? That you suddenly don't want to be grasping, money hungry, money grubbing person, and you don't have to be. You can compromise, where you actually start to say, I am worth more than I'm being paid, but I'm also worthy of doing the job that I love, or having these experiences, or growing spiritually, because actually having money in your life doesn't hamper any of those things. I mean, it enhances it if you are a bit of an adventurer, a bit of a spender. And it can really enhance your life if you're a bit more of a hermit who is on a spiritual journey. In there, actually not having to worry about money is a great burden. It's a great weight off your shoulders. If you've got enough money to invest in your spirituality and not have to make compromises in order to get money, what a journey. What a journey. But anyway, These three cards are the advice to give in order to improve your finances. It's sort of the actual, sort of technically answer of the question is what you need to do in order to improve your finances. But now we know it's in relation to these things. Three of Chalices, nice. Make sure you can still see, yeah. Two of Chalices, I like. And the Knight of Chalices. This is all about your emotions, and this makes complete sense because, of course, we have the Queen of Swords up there. I said there's a feeling here that you're not really emotionally engaged with money. Like there's this phrase that money is an energy. Well, it's a physical thing because we have cash, you know, and even if you have your card, you use your card a lot, and it's more in the ether that you use your money. It doesn't matter. It's still something. You still have a physical, tangible thing, whether you're using your phone, your card, or cash. It's still something physical in your life. But a Knight's saying that you need to really engage more emotionally with money in your life, or have a more of an emotional engagement. It doesn't mean literally have a loving one-on-one relationship with money in that everything else in your life is forsaken now in the pursuit of having money in your life. No, it doesn't mean that. But you've got only chalices here. So it's saying that you need to do something emotionally in regards to money. So what is that? Celebrate it more. Have it as a fun thing in your life. Get rid of this thing of it's just a tool, that it's just basically like a hammer or a screwdriver in your life. No, it brings you something. Having enough money, you know, for some of you listening, having enough rent money is something to celebrate. It doesn't mean that you can start blowing the rest of your money. You know, like you still got the electricity bill to pay, but whoa, I've got that money, I've got the rent money to pay. For others of you, it's like, do you know what? I've never gone without. I've always been able to work and pay my way. I have always been able to have enough that I can actually save and give to charity. That's something to be celebrated. I think that for some of you that really identify with this emotionless sort of feeling about money, is that actually you're not rewarding yourself enough for what you have. And that, in a sense, is unhealthy in that you're not treating yourself. We've got the others that there's a feeling that you're overly treating yourself. But no, for some, there's just this sort of miserly quality around you, in that you're being a bit miserly in your emotions around money. It's, you know, it's good to have money. It's fun. You can go out with it, enjoy a good meal, have fun, spoil yourself with your favourite hobbies and things like that. So you need to celebrate it more. Feel good about having money in your life. It's not a bad thing at all to have money in your life. And we've got the chalices here. So I feel that what you need to do is, there is a feeling here of connectedness. And I feel that this actually does regards it to somebody else. Because we've got the Hermit and then we've got the Two of Chalices, I feel that what it's saying is you're not alone in this journey around money. So maybe you could set up a business with someone else. Maybe there's been an opportunity around you recently, or somebody that you know and love. Maybe they're a good friend or a family member or something. You have a good connection with this person and they are saying, let's connect in terms of money. It's saying, yeah, you can connect with others. You don't have to be on this solo journey in your finances. There are other people that you can reach out to in order to even just talk about if you're stressed about money, or that you're anxious about not having enough money, you know, that kind of thing. Because there's also an outreach of emotions. It's really saying spread out and express your emotions regarding money. There's that you can love it in a way. You can reach out and express, actually, you know, it's good. It's great having enough money. It's brilliant having enough money. It's good that I have enough money. It's good, you know, it doesn't I really get this feeling here that for a lot of you, there's a feeling that if you have lots of money, it compromises your journey or something. That you've just been taught that you shouldn't enjoy it. Even though I know I get this feeling that there's a lot of you that enjoy the things that it brings an awful lot. There's an awful lot about emotionally connecting to money and emotionally connecting it with other people in your life. So that you're not so much of a Scrooge, that you can actually express and enjoy your money and, you know, buy other people a drink. Oh, I know you're struggling, you know, shall I buy you some shopping, or shall I pay, you know, I'll buy you a drink, I'll do this, that. There's definitely a feeling of don't be afraid to offer out, to enjoy and offer out and share. Because there's this feeling I get that of isolation. There's just too much of a feeling of isolation. The one that sticks out to me is the Princess of Wands. I might clarify that. Actually, I think I will. Might ask for another card. Because it's the one that sticks out and doesn't fit in with the others, which is not a bad thing, as I've expressed it. But I feel that the ones who identify with the Princess of Wands would have no hesitation expressing and sharing and having fun. Five of Wands. So you get this feeling that it's a competition around you that actually... I wonder if it's more of a competition for some of you to balance out this feeling of isolation, like perhaps you've always been poor, with maybe you do have more money now, maybe actually you're not actually that bad off financially, but you still feel poor, you've still got that poor, poverty-stricken mindset, some of you. And it's saying you're not poor anymore, you can express, you can go out and have fun, you can have relationships, you can spoil your partner, you can express your love and spend some of it, I think, for some of you. Yeah, I get now the feeling there's a bit more of an internal battle that you're not really, but you're going into the hermit and not enough into the get out there and enjoy it and travel and explore. I just have a sip of water then. So, the last three cards. This is like the outcome. If you follow this advice and sort of relax about money and start to express and spend and spoil yourself a little bit, it doesn't mean like blow it all and go mad, but it's saying you can chill out and relax a bit more about money. If you do that, what's the outcome? If you follow the advice. Oh, the 10 of Swords. The 4 of Pentacles and the Hierophant. So what's the outcome? The outcome is that something's going to end. You are closing a cycle in your life. There is a recognition. Let's say it's poverty. Let me just latch onto that. That if you are really poor, have been really poor, and now you're like, actually, I'm earning money. I've got a job again. I'm getting better pay, or at least, you know, I'm better than I was. If you start to relax and feel joyful about the money and start to express your love of it and sort of say, yeah, you know what, actually, I can pay for a drink this time. I don't, you know... Or, yeah, let's go out and have some fun. I can do that. I can buy that. You're going to close out that cycle. This is all you need to do to close out that cycle of feeling that you haven't got enough money, feeling negative about money, is to express it and love it and have a bit more fun and get out there a bit more. I did get that feeling. You're not going to suddenly start to becoming a spendthrift. You are going to have actually a relationship around money where it changes. Say we've got that and death is in the card. It's changed. You have finished a cycle. I think you've probably learned the financial lessons you were meant to learn if you're just coming out of a financial cycle that's been painful and made you feel poor and poverty stricken, but I feel has allowed you to travel more mentally, not physically perhaps, because you've not had much money, but you've grown as a person is what I'm saying. You're perhaps actually a bit more adventurous because of this journey. And you're just battling with yourself over it because it's been a bit of a, you know, it's been a bit of a, perhaps a long time that you've not had much money. It's a hard mindset to get out of, but you will by doing this. And when you do, you're going to be actually better off with your money. You're going to be much more financially disciplined. because I think you've learned the value of money in your life. You're not emotionally in love with it, I was going to say. You know, it's not 100% important in your life, but you now recognise the value of it in your life. So you've got wisdom, knowledge, clarity, and actually you could spread your knowledge of what you've done financially to, let's for instance say you've got yourself out of debt. You could then share that knowledge of how you've got out of debt. And I think you'll always have some savings behind you, or you'll always have some money that you're like, no, I know what it's like now to have been poor. And I didn't like it, because I do get that feeling. And I'm going to always make sure I have a bit of money in the bank as a buffer, as a saving, or I'm always going to make sure that I'm never completely without a way of earning money or of having money in my life. I think you've gone through actually an awful lot of learning about money, but it's just sort of put you in, I almost feel that for some of you, you're trapped in the cycle of the lessons you learn, you know, that, oh, I've still got to learn these lessons, but no, you've learned them. And now it's time to finish and move on to a much more prosperous cycle financially, because you've completed that cycle and learnt those lessons. You'll have new lessons in your new cycle. But in terms of finances, you're at the end of a journey and you've learned everything you've got to learn. And it's now time for you to actually go out and teach perhaps to other people your attitude or what you've learned. But you've got to loosen up emotionally about it. You've got to feel a bit more relaxed. You've got to feel a bit more hopeful and prosperous and fun, and that you can now connect to people in a way that you couldn't before. So I do feel this is very much more of a spiritual thing than a practical thing. I don't feel there's a practical message here. I think it is a very much a spiritual, emotional one. But the reassuring message I've got to give you is that you are at the end of it and it's time for something new. So have fun. But at the very least, you're going to, coming to the end, you're actually literally going to close it out when you start reaching out and connecting. I feel that you've had a bit of isolation because of finances. You know, you've been a bit financially isolated. But now it's saying, no, now you can relax a bit. You've got the money coming in, or it's going to, you know, it's in a healthier position. Yeah, I can't see anything else there. I think I've covered it all. You can always post in the comments section if you've got any other questions or comments to make. I do love reading the comments. I really value them. So thanks to everybody that does leave me comments, and thanks to any of you that are going to leave me any comments. But that's your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that it's helped you. But otherwise, you please take very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay, those of you that chose orange, here is your reading. Oh, so before I start, if you enjoy this reading and you perhaps want to go in more in depth in regards to your finances and what's going on with them, or maybe you have another area of your life that you'd appreciate a new insight, a bit of help with, I do actually do private readings, and you can contact me. Everything that you need to know about getting a private reading from me is in the description box, so you can just click on that and find out everything. But you can always just send me an email, which is oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com, and I will get right back to you. But let's see what we can do with this free reading that I've made for you here. And I want you to remember that this is a general reading aimed at a lot of people. I have no idea what your personal circumstances are. That's what a private reading's for. So what you're going to have to do is just adapt what I say to your particular circumstances, and if it doesn't entirely make sense, but only partially, maybe that's the only part of the reading that's meant for you. But that, again, that's what a private reading's for. But anyway, we will now move on. These three cards are sort of the root of your energies around money, like the root of the problem maybe, or what's going on energetically with you, with your attitude towards money at this moment in time of you watching this video. So we start off with the High Priest. Nice, that's the Hierophant. Princess of Cups, that's Page of Cups. And the Ace of Cups, ooh. So what's going on for you at the moment around money? Like, this feels to me like you have a really mature attitude towards money. The High Priest, you're learned, you understand it, you can teach others about how to balance a budget, or you understand the place that money has in your life. So if there's anything going on actually in your life financially, like maybe you're in a lot of debt, or maybe you've been struggling because you're not earning enough, or like, you know, your business has been hit, or you're not getting the hours you need at work, or you should be getting paid more. You know all this. It's not your relationship to money that's the problem. I'm going to say it straight out here. I think it's just going to be external circumstances for you that perhaps are causing the problems. I think that there's going to be some things here that going on in your life that's causing problem for you with money. But what I'm going to say straight off is I just don't feel it's the way you behave or act around money that necessarily is the issue, which is interesting because I would expect something to come up. But it's just really positive cards. The High Priest, the Hierophant, it's learned, educated, you understand how it functions in your life, how to manage it, how to get it in your life, like how to earn it. The Princess of Cups, the Page of Cups, is a bit of an immature energy. It's a bit, it's in a contrast actually to the High Priest. It's sort of, you're learning and it's emotionally learning. There's still great potential there, and there's still wisdom there. But it's not, you haven't finished the journey when you're at the Page of Cups, the Princess of Cups. You know, the King of Cups is the finished end result of that journey. So I think there's something new going on in your life emotionally connected to money. Maybe you're changing your attitudes towards money. Maybe there's been a negative attitude that you've had towards money, but the message is you have already identified that and are beginning to deal with it. And that is just, and the Ace of Cups is that you are now just at the beginning of it. So I want to reassure you that if you're listening and you're like, yeah, I've just had an epiphany a few weeks ago, a few days ago, or a few months ago about money, and I'm just starting to change my attitude around money and the way that I organise it and the way that I earn it and all that. If you're just saying, yeah, I'm just at the beginning of it, good. You have identified what the problem was and you're working to remove it. The message is, you're at the beginning of that journey, so don't worry, you still have a ways to go. You know, you're just starting to get the good vibes, the new beginnings, the new emotions around money, and it's positive. It's positive. So I'm not going to spend too much time on those three cards because really you've got it. It's just saying, yeah, you're at the beginning, but you've got it. You're at the beginning, but you have got it. So these three cards are going to be what's going to help you on that journey, because these are sort of what action to take to improve your finances in your life. So hopefully this will just help enhance what you're already doing. If, I'm going to be honest, if what comes up here, you're like, I'm already doing that, take that as confirmation that you're doing the right thing. You are on the right path. But hopefully there will be a little bit of extra advice in here that can help you to speed up or just be even better on this journey. King of Wands, Six of Pentacles, Page of Chalices. So it's the same card. It's still saying sort of the same thing. So what it's saying to do is you now need to start being your own boss, or look towards being your own boss, to have your own business or your own income stream, you know, because there's a lot of people do very inventive and miraculous things online to earn money. You know, they self-publish things and do what, you know, there's millions of videos on YouTube how to get passive income streams. So that might be for you, but for others of you, you've got a great business idea, or you've got a way for you to earn your own income and be your own boss, because that's what the King of Wands is about, really. He's an entrepreneur. He's got lots of passion and drive and lots of new ideas, no matter what your age is. And he therefore has a financial secure future because of it. So it's sort of saying to me that for a lot of you, the message isn't necessarily just get like a 9-to-5 job or something. It's about owning your own business, or being the boss of, you know, being high up in someone else's business, or being a consultant, or just having a bit of control really over your own destiny when it comes to your finances. And that's what you're meant to aspire to. The Six of Pentacles actually says to find this balance with money in your life. So if your previous journey in money and what you've recognized is that you were very unbalanced in your attitude towards money, whether you were overspending, underspending, or you were spending the money you had on the wrong things, so it would be better for you to realign your budget and sort of rejig things around. It's saying to carry on that, balance out things. You don't want to go from one extreme to the other. You know, she is wealthy enough to hand out money. She's got giving that money to that beggar. That man is holding out his hand, but we know he's a gambler. He's going to gamble away. If she gives him a few coins, he's going to gamble it away. Whereas that lady, she's offering her flowers. She doesn't need the flowers. She's got better ones in her house. Can you see? She's got better flowers. They're beautiful, like roses, beautiful red flowers on the plant. She's just got some she's picked up from the bushes, and they are white and sort of wildflowers, but she's still offering them, saying, I can sell these to you. And the woman's like, okay, I'll buy them from you. She's not really giving, you know, she's giving charity in a way because she doesn't need to buy these flowers from this desperate looking woman, but she is, because she recognizes that this woman is doing something for her and isn't trying to get something for free, but is in fact saying, I know it's little, but I want to give you this in exchange for your money. I want to sell this to you for money. So rather than you giving me charity, I'm selling to you. And it's about taking that attitude. So I don't know whether instead of, I don't get the feeling that you're, but if you're sort of saying like, I want to have money for nothing, it's sort of saying it'd be better for you if you offered something, you know, if you like tried to earn your own money, or it would make things easier for you if you had more of a giving attitude in terms of money. So for some of you, yeah, that could be a bit more charitable, like give some money to charity. For others of you, it's saying don't be afraid to give in terms of money. You know, don't be afraid to give in order to have more money. So, you know, you might have to work at a job for a while to build up your own business, for instance. But yeah, it's about balance. It's about balancing out what you have, what you receive, what you give. You know, what you receive, what you give. Find that balance. So if you're giving too much, no, you need to be a bit more circumspect. What are they giving you in exchange for your money? It doesn't have to be a physical thing, by the way. It could be that you're like, yeah, I'm being generous with my money because I'm supporting them through school, or I'm being generous with my money because I know they're really, really struggling and they're not getting enough hours at work, and me just buying them some food every now and then really helps them out. Or if I could give them like some old stuff that I don't want, but it would really make a difference in their life. It could be that. But generally for the Six of Pentacles, to me, it's about balancing economy. It's about having enough so that you can give. And if you haven't got enough to give, don't worry about that part of the message. If you're like, I'm trying to get myself out of debt, I should be putting that towards my debt rather than giving it away, that message isn't for you. You have to prioritise getting yourself in the position that you can afford to give. You know, that will be your aim, that, yeah, maybe in a few years' time I could take on an apprentice. Maybe in a few years' time, you know, I can start making, you know, when this is all paid off, I'm going to make charitable donations regularly every month. You know, I want to be that person that, you know, just gives money every month, or, you know, there's no good giving away money that you ultimately need to use yourself to make your own financial position better, because let's face facts, the beggar is not giving away money, she's accepting it. And unfortunately for some of you, you are currently the beggar in need of charity. So don't swallow your pride and accept that charity. And the Page of Chalices, I really do feel this is a reinforcement of carry on with what you're doing. You're at the beginning of a journey. Create this new life for yourself. She's got a blank canvas. She's got all the paints, but she's not sure what she's going to paint yet. But that's all right. Just keep looking. You're at the beginning. You might not know what career you want to do. You might not know what you want to do in order to earn money. That's fine. You will find it. Just play and experiment and be creative. So what if you follow these pieces of advice? What is the end result between you and your finances? Ooh, 2 of Swords. 4 of Cups. The Emperor, yeah. So because of this journey that you're going on where you balance things out, you recognise that you just got to redesign your financial life, redesign how you behave around money and start taking control to try and get a bit of independence financially. It will lead you to making a decision. You will make a decision and you will pour away one of the cups. You will recognise that there's this one thing that, okay, it's not going to work, it's not going to happen, I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to let that go. Or you could look at it and say, do you know what, this attitude that I've had is so unhealthy that I've got to let go of it, and I'm going to make the decision to cut it out of my life, cut that person out of my life, cut that attitude out of my life, cut that habit out of my life. Remove them, and then you will be the emperor. You will be in control of finances in your life, possibly even control of your life. And it's all related to this epiphany that you've already had and the continuation of that, and of balancing out what's gone on in the past and what you want to happen in the future. Balancing out how you are with money. It could be just, that actually just popped into my head, that could just be the 6 of Pentacles, a way of you balancing the books by you get your wages and you think, okay, this is what I'm going to do with it. Before I took this attitude, I'm not doing that anymore. Now I'm going to try this new structure, this new way of budgeting. And that will take you on a new journey and a new healthy relationship with money. And once you have that new healthy relationship with money and you're seeing how it's working, you make a decision to cut out something that's been really unhealthy and unhelpful financially for you. And you will be the emperor. You will be in charge of your finances. And I say, I get the feeling probably your life, or at least one large section of your life. One large section of your life. This is a good place to be in the emperor. I do feel a lot here about passive income, because the emperor is very passive. He's very controlled and in charge, and will get up out of that chair if he has to, but largely he has done all the hard work, so he can sit there and let the others do the work for him and let the resources just come to him. And I would like that for you. So fingers crossed. So there you go, numbers 2, orange sweets. That's your reading. I really hope that it's helped you. Please let me know in the comments section. I really do enjoy reading everybody's comments. And I just wish you all the best of luck. Please take very good care of yourself. And thank you very much for listening to me. Goodbye. Okay, those of you, last but not least, those of you that chose the green suite, this is your reading. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that if you enjoy this reading and you want to go even more in depth with your finances or your relationship to money, or even something else that's going on in your life, maybe a relationship, your work situation, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can contact me to get a private reading. All the information that you need about getting a private reading from me is in the description box, or you could just send me an email at oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com and I will get right back to you. But otherwise, let's see what we can get done with this free reading. And I want you to remember that this is not a reading aimed at you specifically. That's what a private reading's for, where we have a discussion beforehand. This is just a general reading aimed at a lot of people. So there's going to be parts of it where you think, no, that doesn't really match me, but then other parts that will. So you just sort of have to take what makes sort of sense to you. And if there's parts of it that really just don't fit in with your life at all whatsoever, then maybe that's for someone else that's watching the reading. But I think you should get a lot of information here that will really help you in terms of improving your finances. So these 3 cards are about the root causes of what's going on financially in your life. You know, what your attitude is, what the energies are around it. So we have all 9 of Wands. Ooh, it's not pleasant to see stuff in any reading. Well, certainly not at the beginning of financial reading. 6 of Cups. The Tower. Oh my God. Okay, so I think that you're feeling fairly catastrophic at the moment about your finances. Maybe you're in really bad debt. Maybe you're just really starting to get drawn into lots of debt because you're not earning enough. Maybe you've lost work, or your business is on the slide, or things are getting really expensive. Whatever's happening, you're just feeling a bit stretched. I think you're at the end of your tether, which is probably why you've picked this reading. So you're battered and you're torn, but you're not out of the fight. You haven't given up yet. You're just tired. And you've been through a few scrapes. I feel that actually for some of you, you're living a bit in the past. For others of you, you're really focused on what's going on with your kids, and that's a big factor in what's going on financially for you because you're worried about your family. But for quite a few of you, I do feel that it's very significant for a lot of you. You're living in the past. You're living in not what your current circumstances are, but it's like you're trying to cling on to what your past financial circumstances are. Because I just get the feeling that things are different now. You have a new reality. The old foundations of your life surrounding your finances were unhealthy, unhelpful, and were not resilient to change or sudden shocks. And so therefore they have collapsed. And that's the meaning of the Tower. You still have your foundations, but just what it has been built on top has been hit by lightning and is falling apart. I feel for a lot of you, your foundations is your family life. And so you work hard and you take the blows for them. That's the whole point for you, is your family. And so it would be really devastating for you to have this big financial shock, which I feel that you really have had. But that's sort of, at the moment, the energies around your finances might not necessarily be your attitude. You might feel that your finances are catastrophic and wearing you out, making you really tired, and you wish it was like years ago, perhaps, when you didn't have to worry about money, or that you didn't have any financial concerns at all. But this is the way it is, and I think for a lot of you, you need to accept that this is the way it is financially. Yes, you are tired. Yes, you do have kids to feed and a household to maintain. Or, yes, I understand you still wish it was 6 years ago, 6 months ago even, maybe, where you had the money, but it's not. And these things have happened for a reason. And regardless of what comes up in these other cards, you need to accept that these things have happened for a reason. And your current financial troubles are that you're tired, that you're living in the past, and you're reeling from this big financial change. So once you get past these phases, hopefully things should improve. And these 3 cards are the advice on how to help you improve your finances at this time in regards to these energies. So hopefully this will come up with good advice, and this will help you get out of this sort of cycle, this sort of moment that you're in experiencing financially. 4 of Swords, yeah, that makes sense. 4 of Wands, good. Ace of Chalices. Well, we sort of saw that when it flipped in my hand. So what do you need to do? You need to actually take time out and reflect. You're tired, you need a break. You need to take a step back and say, actually, whatever I've been doing has been doing nothing. I'm trying to roll this stone up the hill and it's rolling back. I'm going to take a break, have a rest, give yourself, your mind, a break from worrying about your finances, and just relax and let things happen, and sleep on it. Carry on with your day-to-day life for a bit. It doesn't have to be forever. It could be just like a few days or a couple of weeks, but there's sort of this feeling that you're exhausted and you need a break from it. And I know there's this feeling, I can't, it's always happening in my life 24/7. You have to find a way of detaching from it and just sort of saying, I'm not going to worry about it today. Just going to have a break from it. And with that rest, things will improve, because I think you're going to start to see abundance coming in. I think you're going to start really seeing opportunities for abundance and start seeing the rewards of your efforts, because I absolutely believe 100% that everybody watching this is making real efforts to improve their financial situation. And because you're so consumed by what you don't have anymore, you're not focusing on what you do have. And I think having a bit of a break from it allows you to have time and space to enjoy what you still have. And you'll be looking and thinking, oh yeah, do you know what? I do have these things. I am lucky. I do have these lovely things in my life. Like I do still have a lovely family, that we all still love each other and we can still enjoy each other. But the Four of Wands is this couple have got the big harvest in, and now they have a stable foundation to start their married life. So they're going to get married because they've got the harvest. They've got the food supplies for over winter. That's like the symbolism of it. So I think for a lot of you, probably doing a little bit better financially than you perceive you are, or the rewards are slow to come through, which is why it's saying take a break, give it another few weeks, and you're suddenly going to think, oh my God, look at all this money I've got. Or, oh my God, it's really picking up. I'm getting more hours at work, or my business is taking off, or oh, I had more money than I thought I did. Things are just going to get better. I think a lot of this is down to your perception. I think you've just had a big financial shock and you're stressing about it, and so you can't really see what's actually going on around you, hence the absolute need to take a mental break from worrying about your finances. Ace of Chalices. With that, you need to grab your new emotional feelings, your new... Yeah, I just feel like your cup runneth over. Like there are good times actually going on in your life or ahead. Actually, you have, I feel, for a lot of you, you're going to be turning that corner. And this break is going to just make you feel so much better. And you're going to feel much more hopeful, much more positive about the future, about your finances, than if you just carry on in this energy, which is getting you nowhere fast. Recognize the good you have in your life. Take a break from worrying about it and start to feel positive about the new opportunities in the future. And it's all going to make you feel so much better and do you so much good. It's all for the good. Because a lot of what's going on here for you and money is your mental attitude towards it after this sort of, I feel probably a loss of income in some way, or, you know, yeah, I just feel there's a loss of income and it happened a while ago, and I think you're just trying to get on top of it. It's saying you're actually getting a bit more on top of it than you think you are, so take a step back, take a break, and you will begin to see that, and then the good feelings will just flow and flow and flow because you've sort of broken that link that you have in your head. So if you follow this piece of advice, this could be the outcome, what you're going to get if you do start to do these things, take your break and whatever, and start to feel good about yourself and about money. What will you get? Oh, the Lovers. Lovely. 5 of Swords. Oh, and the Hermit. So what you're going to get, you've sort of had a life lesson. This is what it feels to me like. You've had a really big life lesson about you and your finances, you and money in your life. I do feel you've come through it, but you can't see that yet. There's echoes of this in one of the other readings, but I'm not going to encourage you to go back and listen to any more because this is the one you chose, so this is the one you should listen to. But there's a feeling here that you don't realise it, but you're sort of out the other end of it, and that's why you need this break. When you take this break, you're going to start to think, oh my God, yeah, things are really good. You're going to make a connection. This can be within yourself. It could be with someone else where you meet someone. It could be romantic. It's the Lovers after all. But sometimes actually, when you're thinking of the context of the question, which for us is how do you improve your finances, I think what you're going to feel is that you're really making a connection to earning money in your life, or that you make a connection to someone that's going to help you financially. Like they could be your new boss, or they could be somebody that helps you to earn more money, or how to deal with your money in a better way. I don't get the entire vibes of that. I think that's for just a small percentage of you. But I think really for the Lovers, I think for connecting back with yourself, I think you've been under such tremendous stress, you've not been entirely yourself, but when all this is, when you've gone through this journey, which I feel could actually be quite quick, you don't need a ton of a break. It could be within like a few days or a couple of weeks. At the end of it, you're like, oh my God, I feel so much more like myself. Oh my God, yeah, I really feel I'm coming out of it and I feel much more myself. And your relationship could improve. If you're single, you could be in a good position to meet someone because you're feeling so positive and you're setting off these confident, positive, exciting vibes. You could be really attractive to other people and you could meet someone. This is how much of an impact this shocking sort of stressed out moment has had for you. Once you feel better about your relationship with money, it's going to enhance your other relationships. And you're going to win out. I think there's some sort of argument, some sort of battle, and it could well be an internal one rather than an external one. But if it's an internal battle, you have won out. You have triumphed over this moment, this tower moment that's really knocked you about and sort of perhaps killed the world that you lived in before that you keep thinking about, and has set you on a path to a whole new existence that at the moment you can't see or haven't been willing to embrace because you've been caught in the past. But this break will allow you to embrace the future, and when you do that, you win out. When you do that, you win out because you're leaving the past behind and you're embracing this brand new beginning, this brand new stability that's there for you. Even if you can't see it at the moment, it is there for you, but after this sort of mental break from stressing about money. And you're like, oh my God, I'm the winner, I'm the victor. I am the winner, I've done it, I've won. And this is interesting to me because you are then going to be sort of in the hermit mode. And what that means is you're like, I must tell other people how to do this. I must tell people how I have been through this and how I got out the other end. I must teach other people. You're going to be very reflective as well, because I think at the end of it, you're just going to turn around and say, oh my God, how did I do that? And you're just going to sort of go within and sort of really process this, you know, sort of amazing journey you've been on that has led you towards good feelings, possibly love, probably an improved relationship. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I've got to process this and sort of think deeply. This isn't like you're literally going to go off on a retreat. Some of you might, by the way, but I get the feeling that you're just going to be like, oh my God, how did I do that? How did I win? And I think a lot of you are going to be trying to share how you did it. Maybe you've actually come up with a really great budgeting system, or maybe you've come up with a really great way of earning money, or you see the potential to earn money in something. Or you just want to say, do you know what? It could be just like a comment, you know, on something, and just say, been there, done that. You don't believe me, but trust me, you're going to come out the other end. You're going to come out a better person at the other end, stronger, faster, more willful, and trust me, even happier and more abundant. Because I think a lot of you don't believe me when I say this, but you're going to have such emotional abundance as well as actual abundance, you know. I think, you know, you're going to feel financially abundant, I think is the best way I can put it. You're not going to feel poor again. You're going to be like, oh my God, I've got the money. I got the money. Yeah, this is such a lovely reading to give. I just want to reassure you, you've actually come out the other end. You just can't see it. And when you do, you will fly forwards, fly ahead, and nothing's going to stop you. And you're just so much more wiser because of it. I think you've learned a lot about yourself, a lot of inner wisdom that's going to be translated to outer wisdom. And that you're just the winner, and that you're just better off. I think a lot of you are so living in the past, but when you embrace that the past is gone and you've got a future, you're going to be like, why was I clinging to that past when I've got this beautiful future ahead of me? This is so much better. Or at the very least to look and say, I am happy with what I've got now. Even if you feel a little bit sad that you can't have what you had in the past, which equally made you just as happy. But yeah, I love that reading. I haven't had a bad reading actually in any of these three, but that's particularly lovely. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope that it's helped you. I want you to take a very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye.